Hello, I'm going to show you how you can move your darts on your bodice front. We're just going to focus on this bust dart here, this large one that's coming from the shoulder and neck point here, and we'll just ignore all of the darts at the bottom. So the reason why you might want to move this dart is because it's a bit unusual to have the dart sitting there at that point. So we can move it to any different position on the garment that you want. So it's really up to you and the style that you're trying to create. There's two different techniques that you can use to move the dart. And I'm going to start off with the easier of the two to understand, although the second method is going to be quicker. So the first method is called the slash and spread technique, and I'll show you that one to begin with. So we start by just tracing around the block. I'm using my quarter scale block, but you can use your half scale if you would prefer, so you've got a bigger sample. So it doesn't really matter where you start, but the important thing is you want to mark the top of that bust dart there and the bust point here as well. And then just work your way around the block. And the other important thing is I'm only going as far as the waistline, so we don't need this lower half of the block. So I'm just tracing up to that waistline and then back round again. Okay. So ignoring this dart here completely, but transferring these 2 points at the top and the tip of your dart here. So with my ruler, I'll just draw in the waistline, draw in the dart, and then what you'll need to do is to actually cut this out. Grab yourself a pair of scissors and then cut that out. I've done this already, so here's the one that I've already cut out. And what you can do is actually position this dart wherever you want it to go. So, say for example, I would much prefer to have my dart below the armhole. I can move my dart to this point here and just draw in a line where I would want that dart to go. So that would be the line that you would see on your garment after the dart had been sewn. So I could draw in the underarm dart to go here. And I want to draw the line so it connects from the tip of the dart here, the bust point, to wherever on the garment you want it to go. So let's say I'm going to move it to there to begin with. And then the reason it's called slash and spread is because the next thing I'm going to do is to slash the block. So I cut along that line that I've just drawn, all the way to the tip of the dart. And then I need to do the spread part. So in order to do the spreading, what I do is I need to fold up the dart that's here. So this is a bit awkward because it's so tiny and quarter scale. But I'm just going to crease along one of the dart legs and then bring that over to meet the other dart leg. So as if you've sewn the dart, we've closed it up, and then what's happened is this part here has now opened or spread. So what you've got now is an underarm dart instead of that dart from the neck point. What I'd want to do next is to retrace the pattern and include some paper underneath where my new dart has opened up. You could, of course, just stick some paper underneath here if you wanted to, and that would be a bit quicker, but to make a nicer job of it, I'm going to mark the tip of the dart there, draw around my pattern. I'm going to correct that point at the top in a minute. I'm just going to join those points there, and again here, and I'm going to join those with a ruler, and I'm just going to mark where that dart will start, and again, mark those up with a ruler as well. And then just finishing off the shoulder line there. So that would be my new pattern with the dart sitting here at the underarm seam. there's one really important thing that you need to do, which is to shorten the length of the dart. So at the moment it comes all the way to the bust point, and if you were to leave it that long on a garment, what you'd end up with is a bit of a pointy boob problem. It would look really odd, and unless that's the look you're going for, which I doubt it is, you want to shorten that. So in full scale you'd be shortening the dart by 2 centimetres, and in quarter scale you'd be shortening the dart by 0.5 centimetre. So I'm just going to measure through the centre here, measuring back 0.5 centimetre from the tip of the dart, and then I would redraw it in here. Now you could redraw it before you drew it in properly, so I could have done that instead of marking it how I did, but I wanted to just show you that's what you should do. Okay, so that's the first technique, the slash and spread. I'll show you again moving to a different position. So let's just go back to where we started. So I took my block, I traced around the block, marking in just this dart here, this large bust dart at the top, marking up to the waistline. And that's the dart, the pattern that I've now got. And then you can draw a line anywhere you want to on this garment to put your dart. So I could have drawn a line from the centre of the shoulder to the bust point. I'm just going to shade that in so you can see where the dart is currently. I could have the line coming from the shoulder. I could have the line coming from the armhole. I could put it on the side, or I could even actually move it into the waist and actually include that as part of the other waist dart if I wanted to. So it can go absolutely anywhere. You could even decide that you want to have some interesting shaping going on at the centre front and draw it so that it opens out on the centre front line. So any of these positions, and in fact there's plenty of different positions that I've not even chosen, could be where your new dart would go. And all you want to do to move that dart is to slash and spread. So cut along the dart that you want. So I'm going to go for the underarm dart, cut all the way to the tip, and then close up the dart that you don't want. So I'm going to just fold along the line here, folding along one of the dart legs, bringing that dart leg over to meet the other one, closing that dart up, and as I close that dart up, my new dart opens. In my next video, I'm going to show you how you can use the pivot method to move the dart to give you another option.